Greetings everyone, welcome to Token Nuggets. In this video, we catch up with Harmony1 Validator and DAO Council member Patrick of SlugomCrypto. Patrick is a mentor to lots of validators on the Harmony network. We discuss most things Harmony1 related and general validator tips. Check out SlugomCrypto's hot tip towards the end of the video. Don't forget to stake your Harmony1 tokens with Token Nuggets on the Harmony protocol. As always, thank you for your time, and do please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Enjoy. Greetings everyone, welcome back to another crypto rant session with the usual suspects. Welcome back to Token Nuggets, and as per usual, we'll do a quick fire round and introduce the guests in the house. But we'll start from London. CoinWatcher, Chiweze, introduce yourself, please.
Right. It's fun to be here again. Good evening, everyone. My name is Chiweze. I do cybersecurity and I'm a blockchain enthusiast, and I regard myself as a coin watcher.
The coin watcher. Excellent. And we go over to the south of London, Essex. Sol, introduce yourself, please.
Hello, everyone. Thanks and good evening, everyone, again. Thank you. It's always a pleasure joining the channel. It's Sol here again, another blockchain enthusiast like Chiweze, and I'm also our Harmony1 validator. Thank you very much for having me. Excellent.
And of course, we'll go straight to our special guests, the sensei of validators, Patrick from SlugomCrypto. Patrick, introduce yourself, please.
Hey, I am Patrick from SlugomCrypto. I'm recurring guest on the Token Nugget, you could say, right?
Yes, indeed. The sensei. Thanks for that, Patrick. Thank you very much indeed. Excellent. Yeah, well, again, this one again is going to be one of those sessions where we just talk about what's going on, especially with Harmony at the moment, Harmony protocol. So what we thought to do was to just have a chat with Patrick, because SlugomCrypto, Patrick from SlugomCrypto, is now been elected onto the Harmony Validator DAO, Validator Council DAO. First of all, guys, let's give Patrick a round of applause for a successful
Well done.
election. Yeah, bravo.
Mm-hmm. Well done.
So,
right.
and we must say, rather selfishly, that we feel like, you know, we're actually extraordinarily proud that the sensei is part of
you know someone. Right.
Yeah, so Patrick, you want to fill us in on the DAO thus far and what's been going on, etc.?
Sure, yeah, we just met. I don't know if you have the DAO page there. Sure,
yes.
So if you bring up that graphic, you can see we met and we did get the everybody nominated into roles. So down below, there's another blue graphic right there. If you expand that one, you can see everybody. And there's your different officers and where they ended up. So, yep, I am the technical officer. And,
Fantastic, yep.
The Strong Minds Hold ended up being the executive officer. JCR is our secretary. You are and my friend Mars is the treasurer, and Mapaz is our marketing.
That's
So you know, 2/5 have been on the Token Nuggets now. So you guys are 40% of the way to interviewing everyone. So.
Absolutely. Excellent. Oh well, thanks for that.
And Mafa's maybe the easiest to track down for you because he's the closest time zone to you. From our experience. So everybody else we're all in the same time zone over here. In the
Okay.
So,
all right. Yeah. Where is Mafa's based, by the way? Where is he?
I believe he used to live in London, but I'm not sure he is in is it -2 GMT?
Okay.
2 hours ahead of London.
All right.
So,
we've got to catch up with Mafaz on that. Okay, cool.
Right.
Shout out to Mafaz, and shout out to
when I looked at it, it was a very interesting time zone of how it was shaped along the world, and I went, there's a lot of different places he could be in, and then the time zone just totally disappears in both continents. So it's hard to say where he could
where he is,
just by looking at that. So.
He can be anywhere.
Right.
Cool stuff. Well, again, shout out to all the elected DAO council members. Team Pos, JCR, fantastic guy, always there as well. And of course, Mars Initiative, we had a chat with Mike, a fantastic guy too, very knowledgeable too. And of course, Mafaz, one of the old hands as well, Mafaz. And of course, our good old friend and sensei, SlugomCrypto. Thank you very much indeed. Okay, good luck, guys.
I would like to, there's a lot of things I've been kind of reading, I've been tweeting about me going back to read some white papers, But the DAO thing, if Patrick can just quickly fire up to tell me exactly what exactly it is. Just for my own knowledge and for everyone who is watching, what's this DAO thing?
Right, for sure. The Validator DAO, the initial council here is going to be focused on getting the initial things set up for the lifetime of the organization. So a DAO is a decentralized autonomous organization. Okay. So at the start, we're basically just going to set up our governance procedure for the DAO. How stuff we come up with gets voted on and approved. We're going to determine roles, which we that now, and determine some other stuff like pay and term limits and things like that for us and anyone going forward who can come into the future roles. So that's really the main focus. The purpose of the DAO, though, there's three things they've projected that are limited authority with the following purposes, and that would furthering decentralization, improving network security, and enfranchising governance on the network.
Okay.
So it's not that if it says validator in the name, we do it, as it may be. A lot of people seem to be implying on the internet at this point. That's not going to be true. We just don't do it because of that. It's going to have to qualify. If you'd like to promote a validator, that's a thing, but you may have to end up going to the marketing DAO to get funds for marketing some, things like that.
Yeah.
So not because they're a validator that it doesn't just come to validators. So we'll see how that goes. I'm sure we'll have our official documentation put out in the next week or two right away.
Oh, nice.
Nice. These to get done. But those were the things that loosely they've sketched out for us to look into, and I'm pretty sure we'll run with those ideas because that seems to be a good scope.
So that's an interesting one. Yeah, well, CoinWatcher, I think one thing that needs to be said is,
thanks for doing thanks for that.
I just thought I'd, put this up again just so people or viewers can understand what exactly, the DAO is. I think we spoke about it a couple episodes ago, but, it's always a good one for people to sort of refresh and understand what a DAO is. Excellent. Well, thank you for that. Yeah. One other thing that I thought to ask again was, because in our private channel that we set up, the Telegram chat, what we're trying to do is sort of get more people on board, get them to understand DeFi and staking and all of that. And one key thing is the barrier to entry. And I think we discussed this previous episodes, a few episodes ago. So what I think is the reduction of the minimum tokens, the minimum amount of tokens required to stake. I think the plan was to reduce that to 100. So we've tried, so we amongst ourselves in the Telegram chat, we had a chat about this. I'm not sure if you saw it, Patrick. I think Jedi K had a go at that, and it hasn't been implemented. And I think talk was about.
We're still waiting.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's past the testing, so we're just waiting until they tell us when to upgrade and it's ready to go. So we'll see. That should be soon because it's supposed to happen the same time the changes to the validator upper and lower bounds are put in at the same time. Okay. And I believe all the testing has been passed for over 5 days. So they were waiting to see if anybody objected to any of it, and I don't think there was. So we should hopefully know sometime next week the exact epoch number that upgrade would go into effect. Because they always tell you for this epoch, this date and approximate time, run an upgrade, and whenever that happens, that upgrade will include the 100.
Excellent. So. Okay. Oh, that's a good one, because I think it'll be actually welcomed by a lot of people, so people don't have to think about having to get what is Harmony now actually.
Right. There used to be no limit, so the old timers are used to just putting whatever they want in, and then one day they decided to make it 1,000 for some reason at the time. And it doesn't seem to make sense anymore. So that's one of the things with the DAO that we're fighting is they're like, well, set up this and that, and then we have to try to forward think and be like, well, what's the price of one going to be at that time versus now? And if we say this is the X number in one, well, that's
okay.
That's a rough estimate. So same idea here.
Okay, interesting one. So yeah, well, we'll keep an eye out, and hopefully that'll be implemented soon, so we can onboard more people. Quite a lot of people out there.
I've never heard of anyone say it's bad.
Yeah. Good. I think it'll be a good thing. Yeah. So thanks for that. And then we of course go back to the main our page, see where we're at. Well, this is Slugom's page first of all, for starters. And if we look at validators and see expected returns here, this is where we toggle, Patrick, this list here, and see what's happening here. So this is where Token Nuggets is at the moment, and thanks to all our delegators, we have about 6.7 million staked. And of course, we've just had a geek out session again with Patrick, and now we have increased our number of slots. Patrick, you want to talk to us about what gives with the statistics here, and about what sort of inherent advantages or disadvantages, and then for validators to have some sort of insight tips and on how to run and run the validator effectively, the nodes effectively. What would you say on that?
Sure. Well, I guess looking at the stats here, these stats are basically a little bit of a snapshot from the past, and you'll see the latest return here is a little different than it shows for you guys on the main page. I believe that's because this one looks at the last 30 epochs total, and the main page is looking at your entire history.
Right.
So that's why that shows that higher number for your percentage out there. But yeah, so you guys 11.17%, pretty good overall network return on the average for what's that for the last 30 estimated. Yeah, so the main staking dashboard, I guess. That page is kind of a snapshot of history.
The best would be to actually have a look on the smartstake.io and see how things are.
Probably, right, yeah. And this is an interesting one to look at because all the rewards are a little bit boosted today. So it's going to look boosted over here as well. So
interesting.
Yeah, I guess the tips for validators is get your system running, and when you're elected, watch your uptime. And if it's at 100%, you're doing pretty well with your systems and setup. If it's missing some stuff, it's usually because you just don't have enough CPU power to get the data transacted in time. So that seems to be the main thing choking people at the moment when they have that problem. Is it'll seem to miss a lot of blocks in just a session, but then be fine for hours on end. And I think it's because people's processors are locking up on it or something like that while they're validating, and it just kind of freezes for, you miss a 2-second block, you miss a signing. You probably miss two signings. That's all it takes. So if it lags for that little bit, it's an issue. So at that point, we found a few operators like to restart their service at the start of each election series. Once it's over, you give it a little while and you'll see your processor power or usage drop off a little bit. There's a little cleanup it does for a while after an election in the background, so the nodes run a little harder for a few minutes. And once that's over, it's
done.
People restart their service at that point. Let them do their thing, and you just do it in a succession. So you do one server, make sure it comes back and signing.
Okay.
And then while that server's off, the other one will take over. And once the first one's back and signing, you can flip the second one off and run some updates and restart it and make sure it all refreshes. So
okay. So what about the big guns, the big exchanges vying with us little people? Any particular plans for the DAO to have them shrink a bit for us?
Not sure. There's, they don't do very well on their own, so it shouldn't be too hard to beat them when we all have to have the same return rate. So that I don't think you have much concern there. So they should see it balance out over time, as newer validators are going to attract anybody who's interested in the return rate being lower. because that's the only way people will be able to get it in the future. So
Interesting.
It's up to them if they want to forgo their rewards that often to change validators. So
okay. Another thing we thought to just talk about generally is the need for more validators on the network. How critical is this to the network? Apparently, I think it was Mike when we had a chat with him said, and I think 1,000 is needed. Is that the case?
that's the number Harmony wants to shoot for, is 1,000 validators by the end of the year. I don't know if that's quite doable by the end of the year, but it's definitely in the roadmap. They have to add some shards, and there'll be more shards. Oh yeah. So you'll see that expand, and there's already proposals in to go to 900, and then I believe it's either 960 or 980 after that for validators or for slots.
Wow.
How many?
And from there, each shard should be able to handle more than 200 from whatever. They just haven't expanded it that way yet. So they're going to keep going horizontally first before they go vertically, I think.
Okay. CoinWatcher, you have a question there?
Well, yes, I have a question, and I just had a giggle because I know TJ.
Yeah.
Spoke to me a long time ago, and I said I was going to get on the validator thing about it, just being too busy.
Yeah.
And then but Token Nugget, you owe me an answer to a question anyway. I made a tweet last week, a few days ago, when I was asking. I think I was asking about how many validators we have on how many networks. So how many do we have at the moment? Because what I was thinking is, when I see loads of validators on the whole thing, my thinking is that it appears there's a whole lot already. So I've been thinking like that. So you're now telling me that there more validators are needed.
Yes. 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 Isn't that the case, Patrick?
The more there are, the more decentralized the network is, and the less of a chance of somebody being able to seize the network happens, so a lot less risk with a lot more validators, and that's why they want to see it spread around. If you go to the Smart Stake validators page, that one shows you the exact number that are elected right now and how many are eligible to be elected. Yes. So if you want a really good photo, right here on this page when it loads, elected 114. That's there. So
currently there are 162 eligible. And there are currently 114 elected, and then all eligible is 162, and then eligible 48, and then not eligible 332. Wow.
Okay. Oh wow, that's some number.
Yeah, and if you click that and sort that by the total one staked, you should see Sesame Seeds at the top this time because they didn't make the signing percentage last round, so they have to sit out until they reactivate. So that's why you guys are able to have 2 slots right now. You can send things to Sesame Seed for leaving.
Look at that.
Yeah, they missed the signing rate last epoch.
So what could be responsible for missing that? What could have happened? So other validators can be on the lookout.
So you guys run 2 nodes, 2 servers that run one node for you, right? So they have a bunch of those, I would say, because they have a lot of slots. Unfortunately, when they're not elected, you can't really see that info. So they were probably running 40 slots or something like that. So probably 4, 8 servers, and out of those, I think 3 or 4 of them went offline.
Wow.
And they don't really notice as fast. And even if people try to let, these big giant ghost ships like this know, hey, you're failing. They just don't really respond to us. And it's sad because they kind of hurt the network by not fixing their stuff, And now this will be an interesting election just because of that. So that's what I'm saying. You guys got to monitor, and if they come back, you might have to drop your key because it's going to change things very quickly. You should get an alert if you have the Telegram bot set up that lets you know if there's a problem. So. And you'll have time to remove that before the election. But if they don't come back, and if Binance goes away as well, there's definitely an opportunity to keep the second one.
Okay.
Later today.
Wow. So keep an eye before the end of this epoch, basically.
You're always safe to go back in one and just sit at one if you're unsure. It's just keep that second one only if you'll be under the number 800, and you know, if it's coming right down to the end and you're in the 790s, I don't know if I would wait around. I would probably just play it safe.
Just play safe. Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
It's tough when you only have 1, 2, 3, 4 keys, because you don't really get to aim like the big guys. Kind of get to aim a lot better with when they split up and say, I need this many keys because my average puts me right here, and they can target a lot better.
Wow.
You know, so
jeez.
So when you're smaller, that's the fun part of getting up for the election. And you got your commands ready to go to add or remove, and
boom.
I have it pasted in there waiting, you know, like hit enter or not.
You hear that, Soul?
Oh yeah, I've counted down the blocks, watching the Smart Stake Validator election page there, where this page in the upper right corner where it just shows the seconds ticking down. So that's the clock to watch right there on this page.
Yeah. That's the epoch. Time till next epoch. Yeah. Jeez. So
technically right now it's telling you, you're safe to add 2 more keys, but I wouldn't try that risk out.
We'll mess with that. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Wow.
That would cut you down your stake divided by 4. Then if you went to 4 keys, you don't be bidding like 1 point something million, you know. So
we'll play safe this way. We'll play safe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Having 2 keys for 2 slots is just way okay for now.
Yeah, it's just good enough.
It's a fun experience. So good luck. I hope you guys get to keep it.
Oh man, we hope we really get to keep this. You know, that would be so fantastic. It would be so cool. Excellent, nice.
I mean, I haven't been paying a lot of attention to the market really, and and trying to find a new coins. I think the latest thing I've been doing is just I had to go back to reading the Harmony white paper, and then also reading Chainlink's white paper, and I was just impressed by the quality of Stephen's publications, and the kind of I mean, I've always talked about the fact that people need to start paying attention to the tech and the science of all this, because all the noise and all the shit coins, a lot of them will go away. So I'm beginning to pay attention to the science like I promised myself to do. So I've been having fun reading that.
Excellent. That's good. I think Harmony is one that people should pay attention to. But again, we'll see. Time will tell. Patrick, one last one. There's been talk around the 2 seconds finality with Harmony and all of that, with the speed, transaction speed, and all of that. Any thoughts to how that has been? Is that fully and duly confirmed?
Well, Shard Zero's been pretty close to 2 seconds lately. They say it's 2 seconds. It's slightly slower at the moment, but we have a lot of transactions going on at the moment. We've almost doubled the amount of network transactions in our lifetime in the last 3 days right now. So you can say transactions are taking off, and let me check. See, we are about to flip over 10 million total here pretty soon. Yeah, we're at 9.9 right now. So within the next hour, we're going to have 10 million transactions on. Crazy, because we just set the record high of 120 was a couple days ago.
Yeah.
And it was broken with 180 a couple days after that. Now we're doing that every hour.
Jeez. That's a lot
just 3 days later. Yeah.
So you hear that, guys? I think that's one to pay attention to as well. The number of transactions has ramped up immensely recently on Harmony, and I think there's a lot of talk about that too within the community online and all of that. So let's see Harmony's Twitter page. I think they also allude. Oh, by the way, did you attend any AMAs recently, Patrick?
I have. I saw. Let's see, which one was last week?
Yeah, I think there was an AMA last week with someone. People were talking about it, but I didn't quite watch that.
Yeah, the last one I think I caught was the Viper. And
the Viper one.
Da Vinci one together, the joint AMA. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah.
Oh, there was supposed to be Steven's interview that got canceled last week.
With the Miami mayor.
Yeah, or the California governor.
Sorry, California governor. Yeah. What happened with that? It was cancelled last minute, I think.
Well, the governor guy decided to run a 36-hour campaign drive, and that interview then ended up falling right in the middle of it. So Kevin, the guy from his channel, has moved it and is waiting to reschedule from word on it. So very interesting because Harmony had it set up days in advance, but apparently it didn't work out on the other end. So
it'll be great to actually have that session.
Yeah, for sure.
Excellent. Okay, well, on the final note, this is the Harmony ecosystem thus far. It's looking very robust. Patrick, we'll let you have the last word on this one. What can you tell us about this ecosystem? It looks like one is indeed trying to bridge all of this.
Going on in there, isn't it, Patrick?
Right. And I think this correlates to our transaction increase over the last few days here.
Yeah.
And you can see from everything that's going on, there's a lot here, and there's a lot that didn't even make it on because there's no way to put everything on here. I mean, they missed SlugomCrypto and token nuggets. How is that even possible? Like there's so many things wrong. No, I'm just kidding. It looks great other than that.
Excellent. Nice one. Thank you very much indeed.
Personal preference, though. I don't know if we need to push it on the ecosystem, but
well, yeah. Okay. Guys, I think we should let Patrick go off now. Any last words from you? So this is the part where we say final words from the guys, and then we sing over. So, final words from the guys. Chibueze, final word from you, please.
Right, yeah, it's been fun. Patrick, it's been fun being on here with you for the first time. You know
how tirelessly he works.
Exactly. Yes, I will just be paying attention. I think I need to study because a lot of the statistics on the validator thing is something I was still asking questions even earlier today. So I just need to pay attention and understand the statistics and all that's going on there. Yeah, it's been fun.
Excellent, nice one, thank you. So, final word from you, please.
First, Patrick, I did want to commend you for your response yesterday. I think on our chat, we had a new joiner who wanted to know why he wasn't getting much stakes as he has assumed. And I believe yourself and JedIK came swiftly whilst I was still scratching my head, trying to think of what to say. And I just looked at the screen and you guys have responded. So thanks very much for that swift response. And obviously, I've been there. Thank you very much.
Excellent. And got to say thank you again, Patrick, for always honoring our calls and being there to give us the hand with our geek out sessions and all of that. Thank you very much indeed. And by the way, Token Nuggets has a Telegram group we've set up. Patrick is there too, can be reached there. Please follow us in there for regular updates. And I'll let Patrick have the final words, please. Final words from you, Patrick, please. Just the Telegram chat's there. If anybody wants to join us and ask questions, that's probably the best place to just get an answer. Like Sol said, the other day somebody popped in with questions, and a couple of us were there. So, other than that, the only thing I think we didn't touch that I'd like to quick is we'll talk about the DEXs quick. And okay. Excellent.
So we had the only one I'm looking at right now and really hard this week is OpenSwap, and grabbing a lot of that because of the price action on them did not change at all compared to everybody else with what happened with the market this week. So they're at one of their lowest points ever right now, and it looks really good. So if anybody's interested in a token play, that's the token play of the week, I would say.
Okay. Talk us through
the other ones. It's just a little bit easier to use interface here for swapping your coins. So you get your exchange button if you start at the top left, exchange for exchanging coins. So any ones you'd like to swap, shows Harmony tokens up top. These are all coins that are already Harmony network here. So anything you see on the list below, you can swap to on the site. They already have they have a lot of the Ethereum tokens, and this is the main site for Binance tokens. So if you bridge over any BNB and you want to swap it to Harmony, this is your site for doing that. Mochi you can do that on as well. So those two are great if you have Binance coins you would like to change over yourself. So you use bridge.harmony.one to bridge them over, and then you can use OpenSwap or Mochi to change any BNB into whatever Harmony coin you like.
So now, are there any opportunities for yield farming?
You bet. There's a solo farm right at the top there. OpenSwap times 1x right there on the top of this list that you just opened.
Okay, this one here.
In the farms. Yeah. That's your solo pool for OpenSwap itself.
Okay.
So no liquidity providing or anything. You can just put OpenSwap straight in here. by hitting that stake button and depositing it in. Yeah, and you see there's 4 million.
Okay, so when you stake here, you can stake there. Okay, deposit OpenSwap tokens. Okay, excellent.
And then everything else is a liquidity pairing. The only one that's a little odd out of them is you'll see the third one there says Venom LP. So that one actually, you provide liquidity over on ViperSwap.
Okay.
And then you deposit the LP into OpenSwap here, because they're trying to build up the OpenSwap transfer on Viper as well. They're working with Viper. So
yeah, I know.
They've partnered up on that.
Yeah. Okay.
So, so you see more crossover between those two and their coins, which will be great for everybody, because there'll be more places to experience some better rates.
Interesting. Oh, I see this there too. eHEX. Fantastic. Interesting. Interesting. Very interesting. We should do a deep dive on this. This is not just something we broach over, Patrick.
Yeah. So sorry, my quick parting words are maybe we'll talk about the bridge sometime and bridging some stuff over from BNB and Ethereum, because you can bridge both over to Harmony. So Ethereum tokens you can bridge over, although you have to pay ETH gas fees. So that one I'm not very fond of. Okay. But BNB is a lot cheaper in gas fees to bridge stuff over.
I think we should have a deep dive session on this one.
Well, let's have a whole chat about impermanent loss, and then we can go through what liquidity is for people, because we don't want to tell anyone about that stuff without giving them some deep knowledge.
Deep dive.
Don't look at these rates and go goo over them yet, because we're going to have to tell you how to understand the liquidity portion. Yeah.
So we'll just say, so, have a look at OpenSwap. And
for now, I'm a big fan of OpenSwap, accumulating that token and doing that solo farming of it until one price rebounds.
Fantastic. Excellent. That's a nice pattern shot. So you got it, okay, guys. You've heard it here. Have a look at OpenSwap and see what you can do on there. Let's have a deep dive on this one at some point, Patrick. We should have a deep dive at some point, please.
For sure.
Excellent. Well, on that note, guys, we'll say thank you for your time. Peace.
Thank you.
Peace. Thank you, Patrick.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Bye.